Hello, my name is Kat Fowler, and today I'm going to be summarizing Chapter 8, Avoidance, from the book Coercion and Its Fallout by Mary Sidman. An ounce of prevention. Sidman refers to avoidance as an ounce of prevention. Prevention is the key term here. In order to prevent from running out of gas, you fill up your car when the light goes on, or when your tank is low. In order to prevent running out of food, I go to the grocery store every week. There are also differences between escape and avoidance. In order for escape to occur, Sidman claims, something bad must happen before we can escape it. Escape brings a bad situation to an end. Avoidance, on the other hand, keeps unwanted events from happening in the first place. It may keep shock away, making escape unnecessary. Avoidance is another form of negative reinforcement. In order to help you guys figure out the difference between escape and avoidance, I found this figure on Google that I found really helpful, so I thought I would share that with you. This figure found on Google represents the differences between escape and avoidance. On the top, we see escape bringing a contingency to an end. For example, when you smell bad, you take a shower and you don't smell bad anymore. You've escaped the bad smell. For avoidance to occur, you don't necessarily have to even smell bad to take a shower, and you'll still not smell bad. So you're avoiding smelling bad in the first place. Let's look at the next example. In escape, a sun glare may cause you to put on sunglasses, therefore escaping the glare of the sun. In avoidance, without the sun glare, you may still put on sunglasses, therefore avoiding the sun glare. The causes of avoidance. Sidman also gave an example featuring lab rats. The lab rats were placed in darkness, presented with a dim light. If the rat pressed the lever within 5 seconds, it would not receive a shock. If it failed to press the lever within 5 seconds, it would get shocked. Eventually, the darkness represented a safe place, the dim light represented a warning, and the warning would signal for the rat to press the lever. This would happen after several repetitions in order for the rat to get this, and ideally, the rat would learn to press the lever to avoid shock. Condition punishers occur when something is staying off or away, similar to escape. A condition warning signal, like the dim light, can signal avoidance. The author argues that avoidance is more adaptive than escape. It appears as an anticipatory in nature and acts to keep shock away. It's important to know that in avoidance, the lab rat does not press the lever to prevent shock or future shocks. Instead, it presses the lever to receive shocks less often. Number 2, past and present occurrences of positive and negative reinforcement. The present currently reduced frequency of shocks. It's really important. Avoidance. In order to recognize avoidance, these steps must occur. 1, you have to recognize the behavior as avoidance. And 2, you need to analyze past and present contingencies that keep it going. For example, if each morning your child suddenly feels ill and refuses to get out of the car to go to school, We must first recognize that the child may be avoiding school. Then, we must address what contingencies keep it going. Maybe the child does not like her new table mates. Limiting interactions with these table mates may reduce the avoidance behavior. Myths. Sidman presents two major myths for avoidance: expectancy and fear and anxiety. With expectancy, some psychologists and literature suggest that expecting the shock or pain in the future is what causes avoidance in the present. This simply isn't true. We avoid based on present and past contingencies, as discussed in the previous slide. Second, some also suggest that fear and anxiety cause avoidance. Sidman argues that too often we focus on what's going on under the skin, such as emotions or personal thoughts. These internal factors may take away from the observable environmental contingencies going on. For example, I love chicken wings. When I see a plate of wings and I smell the buffalo sauce, my mouth begins to salivate, and all I can think about is how hungry I am and how badly I want to eat them. Another example would be if you saw someone that you love or you really care about and your heart rate starts going, you may focus on those internal things rather than what's going on in the environment and the environmental contingencies. In many cases, we are not aware of the warning signs in our environment. External factors cause action to current or past negative reinforcers. Relationships. Identifying controlling contingencies will help determine the relationship between signals, behavior, and shock. Sidman also briefly mentions avoidance without warning signals. These adapt to the demands of the environment and are often very challenging to identify in a laboratory setting and then in nature itself. So today, my question for you, my discussion question for you would be, what example of avoidance do you see in your life? And how is your example of avoidance different from escape? So similar to that Google chart graphic figure that I saw earlier and I placed in there for you guys, I kind of recreated that to help explain my personal example. So for me, I try to avoid having bad breath, so even when I don't have bad breath, I brush my teeth at least twice a day. So I continue to not have bad breath, and I'm avoiding that. And then this is different than escape, because in escape version, I would have bad breath and only brush my teeth when I had bad breath so that I wouldn't have it anymore. So I'm looking forward to reading your responses and seeing how you guys interpreted this. Thanks for watching. And then here are my sources that I used. I used the book Coercion in its Full Out by Murray Sidman, and I also found my images and GIFs provided by Google. So thank you. Have a good night.